plan is staying in Stuttgart today. First, we're gonna have a breakfast. I'll show you that, and then I'll explain what we're doing after breakfast. All right, we'll see you in a bit.
I saw that bakery, right? Yep.
Yeah. Here's my breakfast, a big old cup of coffee, Pook and I croissant, and a layered latte macchiatos, cafe macchiato, something like that.
I want to yours. Sorry.
Okay, we had to get one more thing. That's some cherry. Okay. So after breakfast, we're going to be heading to a museum in Remshalden, which is next to the town that used to be called Geradstetten, which is where my father's side of the family is from. And I actually have my grandfather's brother was killed in World War I, and is, at least he's listed on a memorial there at the cemetery, so we're going to check that out. And then before we left for this trip, I emailed the curator, I guess, at the museum in Remshalden to see if she could find out anything. We wanted to go see the museum and then to see if she could find out anything about the Benz family. She had offered that in the area. It gets really confusing because this is also the region where Daimler Benz and Carl Benz, where they're from. So every time I would Google something, it would always default to the Mercedes family, which I don't think we're part of. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing the first part of the day. I don't know how much I can video. I'm sure I can video inside the museum, but hopefully we'll have a conversation with the curator, see what she found out, and then I want to show her some stuff that, how do I say? Have pages of an old journal that my grandfather kept during World War I. But it's written in Old German and it's really hard to decipher. Tried using AI and that doesn't work. So I'm gonna show that to the lady we're meeting to see if maybe she'd be interested in translating. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, from there, I don't know what we're gonna do. This should probably take a few hours. So we'll see you out on the road. So we are at a cemetery. This is where my grandfather's brother, I don't know if he was buried here, but there's a memorial here. So I'll show you that. So World War I, World War II, and so this is him, Albert Benz, October 31st, 1914. It's not a very big cemetery, and I don't even know if my grandfather's brother's even buried in here. He might just be listed on the memorial. But it's not that big. We're looking at the tombstones. Okay, we wandered around the cemetery. I didn't think he'd be buried here. I don't think that's the norm in German customs to leave somebody in the ground for so long. There are some cemeteries or some tombstones that say from the 1940s though. But I don't know. So I think that's the museum right there. We had previously arranged with one of the curators of the museum to meet them there on one of the days off, and so that's what we're doing now. This is the first floor of the museum. We met with the curator, and then she's going to be taking us up to the third floor to explain the history of the area.
Years ago, or 7 years ago now, and it got me stuck. and
I got you
started.
stuck.
Yeah, I started with.
The displays are in German, and so we take pictures and we'll interpret them later on, translate them later on. Our curator did an excellent job of telling us all about the history of the area in English, which was very nice.
So that was before Christ.
Okay.
There must have been settlers in the valley, but presumably about 300 after Christ, the Romans went through here. So they traveled from Bad Cannstatt to Aalen because they had their support route went through the valley. So they went along the river Rems to Großheppach, which is the next town over.
Okay.
And then they went to the top of the mountain and traveled, sheltered in the woods to Aalen. And they brought a lot of people from their rampages and their travels. So presumably people came from France and settled here. And there was some evidence that as early as 800 something, they built two little chapels, one on the site on the chapel hill there. And out, or he was pointing out anyone who was not Protestant.
Oh, really? What is?
I have no idea. Oh, this goes back to the 30-Year War. That's the Pope.
Okay.
And he's looking like he's in denial. And the devil
Oh, the devil. Okay.
is of the things, but I don't know
That's okay.
if it makes much sense or if you just actually a club of people trying to preserve history. So yeah, to all the siblings, all the children and grandchildren. So when you married, you had to make an inventory out of everything, even buttons or sewing needles or whatever, because once you died, everything had to be divided up. So all of this was kept in such record books. That's like the land, that's fields, that's vineyards,
And garden.
that's a garden, yeah. That's the woman's stuff, like a veil.
Everything.
Yeah, where you put yourself into.
And the number, what is that? Is
How many?
No, that's
Amount?
how much it was worth.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Or like a linen. That's where you bake bread in.
Yeah. Is this traditional dress or what is this?
Yeah, that's a traditional dress, but I don't know of who or.
Have you been taking pictures of everything, Pook?
Yeah, so they try to show. Those are the mayas. So again,
Oh, is this the grape thing?
yeah,
I tried them.
big ones. They collect like either in mourning or married woman to go to church with. Yeah.
some I can scan the barcode and then they translate it to
Yeah.
English. So easy, I can download and then capture. But not every single piece.
But she said that only works here in this building.
This might also be interesting, although it's not related to your family history.
It might be hard to see. Old houses, music. So that's it for the museum. She actually gave us the address. There's one remaining Benz here in Geradstetten. She gave us the address. We're just going to do a drive-by. No idea if it's a guy. No idea if he'd speak English or not. So we're going to do a drive-by and see what the house looks like. big house there.
This number 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like there's 2 mailboxes. Okay. That's it. Looks like they're apartments. There's multiple mailboxes there. They don't feel like knocking on a bunch of random German people's doors. Okay. I think we're gonna head now. We're gonna go to the Mercedes-Benz Museum. Let me get that plugged into Google.